You know what I'm
Today we're going to be like not necessarily reviewing properly because we always ramble, but doing a discussion on, I feel like a TV reporter. Anyway, a discussion on American Horror Story Season 5 Hotel.
It's a bad one.
Yes.
It was a bad one.
Yes. We think that it was the worst series ever, and it was getting so much hype about being the scariest and everything.
It wasn't even scary, it was just, let's add blood and more murders.
Yeah, it wasn't.
That's horror, apparently.
It was the worst. I was so disappointed. I was hoping to love it. I thought, oh, maybe, you know, because the first episode it was just like boom, 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 like blood, all this. It was like, maybe it'll get better. Didn't get better.
No. Especially after how good Season 4 was.
Yeah. That was so good. And I just feel like it was a little bit rushed, this series, because this is the first time we'd watched them as they were airing, if that makes sense. Like, we watched Series 4 and then we were waiting for, you know, the normal amount of time, and then Series 5. And oh my god, it felt so rushed. Like,
it felt like they were trying to get on the money that Series 4 made.
Yeah, they were, and they went about it the complete wrong way.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the plot of this series, it centres around the Hotel Cortez, and the reason why I thought it was going to be so scary and stuff is because it's based on a real hotel and some real events that happen, like mysterious murderings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so I thought, oh, that's going to be a good like premise sort of thing for a series, because it just sounded really cool and kind of creepy, and they didn't.
They didn't do anything with it. They
had a hotel and random things.
They had some serial killers show up.
Yeah.
But they didn't do anything with them.
It was like just, it was very jumpy. There wasn't any consistency. It was just bad.
There was very unnecessary links between seasons. Mostly Season 3, wasn't it?
There was, the Coven, because they had the voodoo girl.
They had the voodoo girl
and the medium in Series 1.
Yeah.
And I mean, they've done it a little bit of hinting throughout the series before, but they've always done it so subtly.
But they've only done it in Series 4, with the linking of Pepper and her going to.
I think there's been a bit more. Chelsea was telling me about it before, but I can't remember.
But yeah, with the one with the linking with Pepper in Series 4 made sense.
Yeah.
This was just literally
forced.
Yeah, this was just literally, hey, remember this good series that you loved? We're gonna make it shit.
They definitely. I think they were just trying to kind of rekindle those memories. I'm like, oh my god, it links, but no.
But
it was like, oh my god, it links.
The whole time I just thought, for fuck's sake.
It was very unneeded. Like it just spoiled the other series before.
Again, just like having the serial killers, it added nothing.
Yeah, it was
the story,
because it wasn't really an ongoing thing. You'd see them for one episode. It was like a guest star sort of thing. That's how it felt, and it didn't really go anywhere for the rest of the story. Yeah. In terms of the storyline, they didn't actually feel like. Obviously, I've said a bit about the plot for the whole series, but they didn't actually feel to be a consistent storyline.
No, I've got no idea what the story actually was supposed to be.
Yeah, like we were going back and forth with the detective, and we thought, okay, so this is going to be the base storyline. It's going to sort of spiral off of him, but he'd be gone for like episodes, and then we'd be like, where's the detective guy gone? And it's focusing on something.
I need to talk about that plot twist.
Yeah.
Literally out of nowhere. So the whole time there's like some murders going on that he's investigating. Yeah. No hints that it's the detective doing it, and out of nowhere.
No hints that he's blacking out or anything like that.
And out of nowhere, the detective has done everything. It was ridiculous. And then obviously after that twist, you can see he's evil, and he's like, oh yes, I must find my next victim. And it's just like, oh yeah, I've obviously been doing it. I'm gonna go kill everyone now. It's like
ridiculous. And his family. We'll talk a bit more about characters in a bit, but his family was it's ridiculous. It was just ridiculous, like becoming a vampire and then the little child. Oh no, that was just stupid. And then they were still a family. And it didn't make any sense.
No. Poor.
I think.
What wasn't a poor scene?
the worst thing was the scenes. Like they were just really badly done, especially like when music was involved and it was like doom, doom, doom. Was it?
Oh my god!
Was that the truth?
So dramatic. That was supposed to be the horror part.
Yeah, it was ridiculous, and it would just be turning a corner and nothing's there.
And now let's explain why we sung Hotline.
Yes.
Whatever it's called.
The shooting for the end of season was it mid-season finale, but it had just 2 episodes afterwards. So that was ridiculous.
They literally burst into the room when what's the actual name of the song?
It's called Hotline Bling by Drake.
Yeah, when Hotline Bling by Drake started playing very loudly.
With guns in slow motion shooting at Lady Gaga.
But it wasn't like impressive. They were literally just walking forward going.
It was ridiculous, and that was it. That was the end. And then we waited for like what, a week and a half, 2 weeks, and then 2 more episodes. I was like, well, what was the point of that? Yeah. What was the point?
I'm gonna say one good point.
Yeah.
The black woman. I can never remember her name.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie, the vampire.
Yeah. The story about her dad.
That was the best.
I would have preferred that as the series.
Definitely. Yeah, I feel like that was really well done, and I don't understand why they couldn't have done that for the rest of the series. It didn't make any sense.
That was like, I'm pretty certain that's where all their budget went.
Yeah, it did feel like that.
That one story.
It was so emotional. Like they should have kept. I almost felt like it was written by different people.
Yeah.
That part. It was ridiculous.
I know.
Yeah. Did you want to talk a little bit about the characters now?
Yeah.
Detective. Might as well have seen. He's like the main protagonist, antagonist, whatever he is. So what is even his name? Detective. Let's call him Detective.
Yeah.
He was so flat.
I hardly remember names of characters anymore.
Nor do I.
So
that was
bad.
the one that I couldn't say who's the names. Like with the other seasons, I can kind of remember
some names.
Yeah, and how they linked. And
because they were so long ago now, I can't actually remember all their names.
But this one, we only finished watching it a couple of was it last week?
Last week we finished. We actually finished it.
I really can't remember the name.
No.
I honestly can't. But anyway, he was bad. Really bad.
His story was bad. The acting was bad.
His connections with other characters was bad. It was just cringy, like for lack of a better term. It was really cringy to watch.
And as like Jenna said, when it was revealed he was the murderer, he just turned into like an angsty teenager.
Yeah, and it was like, well, he wasn't like this before, so why all of a sudden is he like...
And his voice, he suddenly tried to be Batman or something like that. It was seeing his old detective buddies like, you remember that murder that happened the other day ago? It was me. It was me.
Gambling.
And the other guy was like, no man, that could have been you.
Oh my
It could have been you at all. And he's like,
and
no.
then he started throwing him across the table.
I know, and he's like, no, I'll show you.
Oh my god, it was stupid. No, that was just ridiculous. And I guess sparring off again, his family, his wife, I just couldn't. Her relationship with the son, Hodor, we think his name is.
We couldn't actually pick up what the name was, so we called him Hodor the whole time.
Hodor. But their relationship, I felt was a little bit weird. Like
it was incestuous.
It did. The way nothing actually happened. There was nothing obvious.
It's just the way she spoke about him.
It was odd.
It was like
really
an
odd.
actual legitimate relationship, not like a mother-son relationship, but
it felt odd.
A relationship, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I think the only good actress out of that little family unit was the daughter. And she was hardly in it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, just out of them. I mean, she wasn't good anyway, but generally, she was the best actress out of that four.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And she's a fucking child actress.
Exactly,
that's saying a lot.
Exactly. But then I didn't like the ending part where she kind of visited them once a year or whatever, because she wanted to be a real human. Yeah.
Which that actually, I remember that actually links to series 1 again, because Devil's Night, if you remember, series 1 was on Halloween.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know if you noticed, Devil's Night in this series was the night before Halloween. It was on the 30th. Oh. But in series 1, Devil's Night is when all the spirits come up on Halloween.
That's so confusing.
I just remembered that's a link to series 1 again.
Oh.
So that's keeping its consistency.
But it's not really.
No.
Who else? Lady Gaga. We can't not talk about Lady Gaga. She pulled some beautiful faces.
I would like to mention she won awards for that performance.
I'm so disappointed. Like, I love Lady Gaga as a performer, but I just don't think this was the best role for her, especially because in my mind it was almost like she was substituting Jessica Lange, and I love Jessica Lange as an actress. Like, she was so good in the American Horror Stories before, and I just feel like taking her out and then putting Lady Gaga in, and the performance that she gave, it just was such a deflation.
But the thing is, Lady Gaga, if you look at her music videos, she's a really good actress.
Yeah,
she's a phenomenal actress.
I almost felt like she had to tamper herself down.
Yeah,
because the storyline
to make no one else feel bad about their acting.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah, no, she's a really good actress, but in this show, she wasn't. She just wasn't.
Please, can you do your impression of her face?
I've got my glasses to make it extra special.
Kathy Bates is her
Kathy Bates, that's
real name.
Yeah, she's in it. Turned into a vampire, and Lady Gaga suspected it. She literally stood there for a minute like. It's
almost like she was kind of trying to be seductive, but not, or like she was really confused about something. Like, what is that face?
I don't know.
What is that?
That's not a natural face.
No, I will say she wore some spectacular outfits. Like,
when she
can't
wore
not. She can't not wear something.
Everything though had under boob or side boob. Yes. Everything had under boob or side boob.
And every now and then you saw a cheeky bit of bum.
Yeah, there was no completely boobs covered.
No.
Days, why not?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
She was the best actress.
Yeah, definitely. And I actually don't think she got enough screen time.
No.
I mean, she got a fair bit, but
not
it was
enough.
not on her own. I wanted to see more like
because the scenes when she was on her own were really powerful scenes.
Definitely.
They were the best scenes when she was on her own, but she kept getting put with other people.
Oh, honestly, that was the worst decision.
I know.
And then also we've mentioned the black lady. I can't remember her name. The
No.
vampire, the other vampire.
She was over the top this time
Yeah.
too.
I-
With the black lady we're on about. She's the one who played the voodoo leader in Coven and the
Yeah.
free-boobed lady in Freak Show.
Yeah, I'll show a picture because I've still got that picture I took of when she was all like sassy.
Oh my god.
I'll
But
put
this
that.
time she was over the top.
Definitely.
She was trying to be a 70s blaxploitation actress, but even then it was still too much.
Yeah,
As a blaxploitation actress, it was too much.
definitely, it was way overdone.
Yeah.
Again, we did like a kind of storyline, like her kind of backstory with her dad.
Yeah.
And I also did like her relationship with Lady Gaga that was in the backstoryline as well.
The ending to the way they ended that relationship storyline was pretty crap. The fact she just came in, murdered people, and that was it.
Yeah, that was very poor. But I just don't think most of the cast didn't do very well in this series.
I mean, in a way, it's not necessarily just the cast's fault. It's also the actor's fault. It's hard to act bad scripts.
Yeah.
You've got to remember that as well. It's hard to act well with bad writing. Good sentence, Joe. 10 out of 10.
Can we just talk about Skanky Sally?
Oh, fucking.
She's called hypodermic Sally, isn't she? But oh my god, I actually do think she had some emotional scenes. I will give her that. Like when she was like thinking, like when she wasn't feeling loved.
Yeah.
Especially when she started to get with the detective.
Yeah.
I think that was quite emotional, but no. And her spiky dick friend, that was weird.
Can I also mention? I don't know if you realise, but that also added nothing to the story.
No, I thought they were going to go back because they just kind of mentioned a little bit about when he started appearing, but that was nothing. Like, what was going on? What was that?
Yeah.
Why was he
always
what was that
with
about?
her? There's not a lot of good to talk about this.
No, really disappointed. Wouldn't recommend it. I think, honestly, even though it has links with other series, you could totally skip this series.
Definitely.
You know?
There's.
No.
Yeah, if it gets to season 6, then let's hope for the best.
Yeah.
Hopefully it gets new writers.
Yeah. Really disappointed because of how hyped, and I don't really follow the hype that much, but it was just like, this is going to be the scariest shit ever. And
Especially,
I was like,
you can't avoid the hype after how good Freak Show was.
Yeah.
Freak Show's my favourite series.
Yeah. But that was a shame.
Yeah.
Well.
Skip Hotel.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Not worth it, not worth your time.
No. That's
End
it.
of discussion.
Yes. Goodbye.
Bye, thanks for watching.
Goodbye.